In Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition, the Pegasus is described as a winged horse that can soar through the skies with unrivaled grace and beauty. They were considered wild yet shy creatures that were not easily tamed, but once they were bound with a good-aligned rider, they were loyal to that rider until the end. The Pegasus is a large celestial with an AC of 12 and 59 hit points. They have a walking speed of 60 feet and a flying speed of 90. They have a +4 to strength, a +2 to dex, a +3 to constitution, a 0 in intellect, a +2 to wisdom, and a +1 in charisma. They have a +4 to dex saves and wisdom saves, as well as a +3 to charisma saves. They have a +6 to perception checks and a passive perception of 16. They're able to understand Celestial, Common, Elvish, and Sylvan, but they cannot speak. Their main action in combat is a hoof attack that has +6 to hit and deals 2d6 + 4 bludgeoning damage, a range of 6 to 16. As a DM, I would hardly ever use the Pegasus in combat, and I would never have them in combat without a much more powerful foe alongside them. Pegasi are good-natured creatures and are unlikely to be associated with the typical creatures and alignments that a D&D party would be fighting. Unlike the Peryton and other such creatures, they do not have the flyby trait, nor do they have multiple attacks, ranged attacks, or anything for special defenses. In addition, the Pegasus has better overall stats, and an intellect that's slightly higher than most beasts of similar level, indicating that it might make a better ally than foe. Instead of a combat creature, the Pegasus is meant to be a mount option, as indicated by its stats, incredible movement speed, and the fact that it's a choice in the spell Find Greater Steed for paladins. Mounts can only take the dash, disengage, and dodge actions. So using something like a Peryton as a mount, which does have flyby and a dive attack, would force the creature to miss out on all of the things that make them viable in combat. All of this makes the Pegasi more of a mode of transportation, but if combined with a lance or a ranged weapon, you could make a paladin much more deadly, for your party, or for those who oppose them. In Greek mythology, Pegasus was a divine stallion with angelic wings, typically ascribed as being sired by Poseidon when in his role as a horse god. There are several different versions of Pegasus's creation, with the most common being related to Perseus beheading Medusa. Medusa was a mortal seduced by Poseidon in the Temple of Athena, an act that resulted in her Gorgon curse, and trapped part of Poseidon's power within her. When she was slain, Pegasus and his brother Chrysaor sprang up from her blood, or from the earth where her blood was spilled. Pegasus went on to become the divine mount that aided Bellerophon in slaying the Chimera. After their victory, they attempted to fly to Mount Olympus, but Bellerophon fell and was left behind. Upon his arrival, Pegasus was stabled with other divine steeds owned by Zeus, but he was quickly given the task of carrying Zeus's powerful lightning bolts. After centuries of faithful service, Zeus gave Pegasus one of the highest honors bestowed on any creature, to be turned into a constellation and immortalized in the night sky. In more modern day, Pegasus has been used in media, medieval heraldry, and even as the logo for the British Airborne Forces in World War II. In comparing the monster to the myth, we find that they are almost exactly the same in form and function. Both are mythical mounts that carry heroes into battle, acting as messengers and mounts for the gods and demigods. The only real difference is the one we find most commonly with the Greek myth, that Pegasus is an individual in myth, and a race of creatures in D&D. This unfortunately takes away slightly from the renown of this creature in D&D, as it serves no specific purpose other than as a higher level mount, making it little more than a pretty horse with wings. If you enjoyed that video, consider giving it a like and giving me a follow. And for more of my videos, you can find me on Twitch @Moglaroo, YouTube @Moglaroo Streams, and TikTok @Moglaroo Streams as well.